Great. So welcome back to grade 7 math. We are now on chapter 6.4, 6.5 on integer addition and subtraction. This is a really tricky lesson because there's many different units in this chapter about integer subtraction and addition that use two different models. So we're going to be looking at both of the models. We've already looked at the counter model before with addition, looking at the zero principle. There is also a counter model for subtraction, but we'll learn that a little bit later because it is a little bit confusing. But we're also now going to look at the number line and how we can use the number line to solve addition and subtraction problems with integers. So let's start off with how to build a number line. So we have a number line already preset here. The center of our number line is always 0, and then our numbers increase to the right, positive 1, positive 2, positive 3, or just 1, 2, 3, all the way up to whatever number you need to go to. If you move to the left, we are decreasing our numbers. So, and we just note that the distance from 0 to a negative number is the same distance as its partner on the other side. So for example, 0 to negative 2 is 2 blocks away from 0, whereas 0 to positive 2 is also 2 blocks away from 0. So it's kind of like a mirror on each side. When we are moving to the right on our number line, we are adding, or we are increasing the number. If we are moving left on the number line, then we are decreasing or subtracting. It doesn't necessarily mean that we are in the negative numbers. It just means that we are moving to the left. So I can add negative numbers and move to the right, as well as I can subtract positive numbers and move to the left. So let's start with a very easy example. Well, let's start with an example here. Minus 5 plus 7. So what we're going to do is, let's think of this in terms of temperature as an analogy, just as a model. Let's say this means that it's minus 5 degrees outside and we're going to be adding 7 degrees, so which means we're going to add some heat and make it warmer. If it's minus 5, my prediction is that it'll be positive once we increase from negative 5 to 7. Well, let's find the answer. Negative 5 by 7. Let's find the answer using the number line. What we'll do is I'll draw my little character Bob. So Bob starts at minus 5. That's his first number. And the second number means which way is it going to be moving. He'll be moving in the addition direction, which means to the right. So he'll be moving up the number line, or to the right of the number line, 7 spaces. So if I move 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 spaces, I end up at positive 2. So this means this is a number line using addition. You can also use a number line using subtraction by moving in the other direction. So I'll just erase these markings that I just put in there. And let's take the second example of positive 9 minus 14. What this means is that Bob, my little character, is starting at positive 9. So let's move him here. Minus 14 means he's subtracting or moving to the left, or moving in the left-hand direction. So if I count 14 blocks from minus 9, well, I can think of it this way. Sorry, from positive 9. I can think of this being 9 blocks, so which means he's moved 9 blocks to get to 0. And to get 14, so this will be 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 blocks to get to negative 5. How could I have predicted that the answer would have been negative? Well, I started at 9, and if I'm taking away more than what I had, then I know that I'll be ending in the negative. What I'd like you to do is, using the number line, try to solve the following questions all the way up to H. So pause the video, and then we'll get the answers afterwards. So now that you've tried out these questions, let's go to question C and get the answer. So I won't be doing this on the number line, but if you'd like extra help, you can come see me afterwards for help. Positive 3 plus 4 means that I'm at plus 3 and I'm going up by 4. I'll stay positive in that if that's the case. My number line will show me that if I start at 3 and I go up 4, I'll end up at positive 7, or just 7. Same answer. Letter D, if I'm at negative 1, or minus 1, and then I take away 6, I can use the analogy of it's minus 1 degrees outside and it goes down 6 more degrees. I will still be cold or negative. And if I use my number line, I'll be at negative 7. For letter E, I can predict this one to be negative, and my answer will be negative 1. This one's a little tricky. I'm at positive 7 minus 7, which means I'm taking away everything I had. And so my positive negative, well, I'll just guess that I'm at 0. And that's what it is. Minus 3 minus 2, well, I am subtracting still while I'm in negative, so I'll still be negative. In my number line will show that I end up at negative 5. And lastly, 1 minus 6. Well, 1 is the same thing as positive 1 minus 6. So I start at positive 1, go down by 6. I'll end up negative at negative 5. Great. So this is part A of the lesson. Watch part B of the lesson, which is subtraction using integers, and a little bit more complicated examples using movement on the number line. But hopefully you understand just basically that adding means you'll be facing the right side. So Bob will be looking to the right. And if it's subtraction, Bob will be looking to the left and moving in that direction, if that's all it is. So hopefully you understood these questions. Let's go through these in class if you have more questions, and then watch part B for the second part of this lesson.